Okay, I had people asking me about how I did my sort of Excel macro of taking the IRS wage and income transcript and taking all the 1099-Bs and essentially putting them into Excel through really bad coding. Not a coder, learned everything on YouTube, cobbled together, so I'm going to use a lot of incorrect terminology. So you get what you pay for, which is absolutely nothing. Okay, so let's see. Let's start off by getting our IRS wage and income transcript. Also not going to edit this video. We're going to go in one shot because I'm having a lot of back problems right now. Don't have the time. So you get what you get. So here, IRS wage and income transcript. So you get this for your client, and it has a zillion to 990 Bs, and you pound your head against the wall. And I have an easy way to deal with that. So first off, I'm just gonna do this. Okay, I'll just control copy. And then what I'm going to do is I'll open up a new tab and I'm just going to paste everything there. I'm just going to delete that because that's what I was working with. And then just to make my life easier, I kind of like Apos. Apos Narrow. I was like the newest, best font. Okay. And this is just so I can see everything. And actually, I think I want to like make so the rows aren't all spaced. Oh, what kind? Actually, I don't want the text to wrap because I want to be able to see everything. Okay, I think that's going to be good. We're just going to go like that so I can see it. Okay, so yeah, so I have the client's wage and income transcript there, and I just copied and pasted from the HTML file. This is Chrome, obviously. I think it would be the same in like Firefox and other things, but I've never actually tried. So let's see. First off, you need to do whatever to get your developer tab up. There's tons of YouTube videos on how to get a developer tab and let's see, do I need properties window probably? Okay. So I'm gonna actually start from scratch. So I already made it, but I'll go through the whole thing completely. And should I delete this? How do I feel? Let's see. Let's call it proceeds two. And then let's do this one, proceeds one. Like, I'm not gonna add the video. It's fine. So let's see, so our first is sub procedure. We're going to label this proceeds. And we're going to go from there. And so the first thing is we need to label our workbook. So DMW as a workbook. There's sort of listing, as they say, like the post-its you're going to use. You need to like define each of your objects. So WB is going to be workbook. WS is going to be worksheet. Obviously, you can put anything if you want to do, I don't know, Jungle Book or something as worksheet, you could. But we'll do this and we'll just do set WB equals this workbook, which is the workbook that the macro is written on. You can see when it's just capitalize it, that it like takes. Anyway, so then we're going to do, I want to set the worksheet to this one. So we're just going to do set WS equals WB, and then just the first sheet in the index. And just to double check this, we'll do debug WS equals, and then we'll do WS name. And I'll put that intermediate window and just see what this is. So sheet 36. uh, and actually, I'll just rename this. You don't need to rename it, but it'll just be easier if I get the name. So we'll rename it. We'll name it transcript, and you see that now the variable is going to switch. It's going to be transcript now. Okay, step one, we've labeled our worksheet. This is going to be our beginning. And so I need to put in the worksheet. I'm going to add. I'm going to add the worksheet. And we're going to name that dim main. I don't know why you called it main sheet, but it is what it is. Worksheet. And we're going to like, the main sheet is just going to be an added worksheet, which we're going to do set main sheet equals WB worksheets. Add after, so we'll put this at the end. WB worksheets, WB worksheets work. Let's see if it works. It's always tough when I'm like just throwing it out by hand. Like usually copy and pasting works, but okay. So and let me just show you that the print main sheet equals main sheet name. Right, so we got that. Watch it. See, main sheets can be 38 because I've been doing this all day. It's fun times. Okay. Yeah, this is not my first draft, uh, although it will seem like my first draft. Okay, so that's the first thing. And actually, I'll just comment these out so they don't keep appearing in my intermediate window. And I just want to clear the intermediate window out. Let's see. So I want to look for 1099B. So I want to do dim form name as string. So string just means text. So form name equals, I want to do 1099B proceeds. Is that enough ease? I hope so. I think that's right. Okay. Form name 1099B. Okay. And I want to use a counter because I want to figure out how many times the this string appears in there. So like you could do the same as like B, and then you could do like find all, and you would also figure out like how many times, which is gonna be 34. So watch this. So we're gonna do A as long. Actually, I don't need A as long. Okay, count that. You do in A as long. We're gonna for a simple loop. 1 to LR. I need to do my last row because basically so that it doesn't try and cycle through like the unlimited number of rows in Excel, that it's good to just establish your last row. So LR, well, let's first define LR as a long, which means that integer number does not have a decimal place. So LR equals, yes, cells rows, count, count one, and well up. Print LR equals LR. So let's just make sure I got the right LR. Ooh, who knows? Because I started writing that loop and I didn't finish it. So that's why it's angry at me. 2000. Oh, no, this is going to drive me nuts because I'm going to keep adding a sheet every time. It's going to go up to a million sheets. So last row is 2411. And let's just double check. 2411. So it got the right last row. And this will just prevent us from using all these rows, from like looping through those rows that just do not matter. So just try and keep the code set nice and tight. So where are we next? So I'm going to do for A equals 1 LR. And this is just to count how many times words form 1099B appear. So in string, compute S cells, and A is going to be a row. So that A goes with that A, right? Okay, so, and I guess you could put value. I don't always do that. It doesn't always matter. And we're just going to look for that form name, which is that variable. So form name, which do greater than 0, which means that there's like a position in the string that it can find that information. It's like this one would be like 1. So it's basically 1 is greater than 0. Anyway, then, ooh, I think I'm missing something. If, oh, I'm missing an if statement. If, then, and so, and actually we need to establish the counter is 0 first. So counter equals 0. We're going to do counter equals 0. Sorry, counter equals counter plus 1. And basically every time it finds that, it's going to add to the counter. We'll do that and if, which is going to be the end of the if statement. And again, we're just going to use debug print counter equals counter. So we're going to do that. 34, which is exactly what we did when we went like control find. We found all, you see there's 34 cells. So that's, yeah, turned out right. And again, I'm just going to comment these out so I don't have to deal with them. And I also just don't want them printing to the intermediate window over and over again. So, okay, so we got a counter. So that's done. Now, so let's see. This is the first one. So this is the first 1099B. So just gonna yellow highlight, and then I also want to find like the next one. This is gonna be important. Okay, so first thing is like I want the pair information. Um, let's see. So let's see. Do this. Dim pair, EIN as string, pair, yeah, name as string, pair, street. I'm not playing music. Okay. Oh my gosh. Zoom thinks I'm playing music. That's terrifying. But they think I'm singing this? What are they doing? Okay. Pair is EIN, name, street, city, zip. Okay, and then I want to do that and just do that for recipient because these are just string. Again, it's just text essentially. I just want to go through and I'm just going to do a very quick like pair and then hit recipient, do match case, just so you don't pick up something accidental. Oh my God, what did it do? Because it found eight. Why did it find eight? Oh, you know why? Okay. Ah, it's gonna scream. I should have done selected text. The scream. Okay, so we're gonna switch these. We're just gonna pair, right? Okay. So I just deleted it. It should be four. Four. Okay. And we're gonna use these. Just hold on. They're like little post-it notes. Like I'm gonna come back to those. I also want to establish like all these like sort of submission type, all these different sort of fields that I'm going to need to pick up. So I'm going to do this. Let's do that. And basically, I want the ones with the colon. I believe it's colon. Those dots. There's two dots going up and down. Wherever those two dots are. And I just want the dots. And I just want to go, ooh, pick up all the ones with dots because that's basically what I need. Dot, dot, pretty quickly. Just do a quick filter. Delete the blank ones. So I'm gonna go like this and just make sure only delete the ones that are showing. So I did the little thing for visible. And so these are the ones. And what I'm gonna do is so like I'm gonna call these boxes. I'm just making up sure. Like I can do anything here. So just right now it's an open array. So boxes as string because there's gonna be like lots of boxes. Okay, I just hit my ring. Okay. Okay, here we are. Stand up for the fact. Okay, I'm gonna do boxes. Oh my God, did my keyboard stop working again? Okay, boxes. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, and just one, two, three. Okay. Should I need done? I should just done this without me talking. Just like just nothing. Or maybe I should just set it all to music. Okay, concat. I'm going to concat that, and then I'm going to do character 34. Um, do that. Character 34. Okay. It's just missing that final parentheses. That's what was angry at me. Okay, so I'm gonna put there. So okay, so my array is gonna be 1 to 15. I know arrays like start at 0, but it drives me crazy when it's like 0 to 14, but there's 15 things. Okay, so I'm gonna do 1 through 15. It's just easier for my small brain to figure that out. Okay, so next, this is gonna get complicated. So basically, I want to do dim start row as string. Long, sorry, long. If you get these wrong, you can mess everything up, unfortunately. As long, not long row. What am I doing? End row as long. Um, and I also want to do dim row output as long. And to hmm, this is me making sounds. Thinking about this. Okay. Dim EIN. Do I want that? I don't want that. Okay. So on our output page, which is going to be main sheet cells, I'm going to do one, I'm just gonna do pair ID. I'm just trying to sort of establish my headers. So pair ID, I'm gonna do pair name. Pair REIT address, I think. And then pair, it's gonna be pair city zip, city state, it, and so let's make sure. I'm gonna need to make sure I use that. So watch it. Ah, no error. Okay, so that's just me establishing the headers. I could put anything there. I could put pair um coffee. Right, and then it just changes that to pair coffee. Um, but this is going to be the pair ID. Um, now for these headers, what I do actually is just for A equals L bound boxes to bound boxes. Um, and I'll just do main sheet cells, and we'll do A plus, so I'm using the sorry, row one, I can do this. Row one, we're gonna do A plus 4, because like the first 4 columns are used there. So, and what we'll do is just boxes and then whatever the A is, okay, and then we'll just do next A. Okay, ready? Watch this go. Okay, right. So then it's just like all of those are now, well, I got all my headers. Do I want to do recipient ID? Maybe. I'm also feeling very tired. All right, let's just really quickly, we'll do pair and recipient. And this time we'll make sure we do selected text, and we'll just replace 4. That's what we want. And so what we'll do for that, we'll do boxes, actually the U bound of the box, U bound boxes, I think +8, right? No, I don't know. Who knows? It's just sometimes just trial by fire. 8, 9. Sometimes you just get really lazy and you're like, I'm just gonna see what happens when I do something. That's where I am. Let's see what it looks like. Did I put them in the right spot? Okay, I did put them in the right spot. It was +8 because I think this is the last box, right? Yeah. Okay. So, right. So, oh, no. I think I did this wrong. Oh, oh, why did, wait, what am I off by? Okay, I am off by, because it like 1, 2, 3, 3. So -3. So we're gonna do 5, 6, 7, and 8. Dance. Okay. Boom. Did that work? I think it did. Okay. So I'm just laying out all my headers. Okay. What is next? Okay. And I have my counter, right? I did my counter, so I know there's 34. And so so we're going to do, it's going to be 4A equals 1 to counter. So basically we're going to run through every 1099B, and that's what that is. And we'll just end the loop right there next to A. But actually, as I test this, we're going to put that, we'll change this to counter later. So we're just going to do that. And first thing, basically I need to do a start row, right? So we're going to need a lot of variables. So I'm just going to do this. So did I do a dim A as something? I hope I did. Okay, there's A as long. Okay, so I'm going to need a lot more variables because I'm going to use them. So dim B as long, C as long, D as long, E as long. It's like writing little things on post-its and like, maybe I'll need this or maybe I won't. Who knows? Okay, so the big loop is going to be 4A. And then basically I need to figure out my start row. Do I also need row output, column output. Am I going to use column output? Okay, let's do column output as also long. And should I established? Okay, let's do row output equals 2 column output. So this just establishes them before I change them. So row output is 2, column output is 1. And so first thing, I want to establish my first start row. So B equals, do I have an in row? Let's, okay, there's my in. That's because it's matching case. Okay. Okay, let's see. It's somewhere. Somewhere in my mind. All right. N row to LR, which is last column. If in string WS cells B form name greater than 0, then that's maybe I'm getting too tired for this. Okay, in string. And then we're gonna do that start row equals B. And exit for so that it doesn't keep looping. And if, because then you'll end up with just like the next B or something that doesn't have anything. So that's your start row. And we're just going to do a debug print. Actually, start row. Maybe I'm getting tired. Okay. So basically, I need to figure out where to start. So if I run this, start row should be 113. And let's just try that out. Oh, noes. In string. Oh, okay. I see. It's because n row did not and it started. Okay. Let's reset and try again. So 113. And we'll close all these. This is a little much. Am I recording? That would be terrible if I wasn't recording. Okay, I'm still recording. Okay. Okay, 113 is our start row. Okay. And basically the n row is going to be where the next one starts. And so actually that's why this is going to need to be n row, because basically it has to be where the next one starts, if that doesn't make any sense. But it does in my mind. So that's what we're going with. So next we can do 4C equals, actually you can use B again. 4 equals B equals, we're going to start at that row. 2 plus I need +1, because if you don't do +1, it's just going to like, nah, where's my mouse? It's just going to keep going on that one. So we need to do +1 to LR if in string WS cells this B and actually we're just looking for the words form and we also need it to equal 1 or this gets complicated. Basically, yes, it should stop if it finds that word form, but also if it finds any word form, it should also like put that as n row. And then if 1099b is your like last form on the transcript, then you actually need to do this product contains sensitive taxpayer information. Again, this is all dummy information. This is not like an actual client. I went and like scrubbed it very clean of any actual information. Wally's like my grandfather's name. Okay, so do that. Oh my god, what did I do wrong? That's fun. Let's do that. Do that. Then so let's do that. Okay. I think I can just do greater than 0. that one. All right. And then, so basically n row is going to be B. And again, we don't want it to keep going. So exit the for loop and then end if, and then next B. Okay, so we got our end row, we got our start row. Right, so let's just do this n row and n row. Let's hope my back holds up. Okay, let's want to go back to row 113. Okay, there we are. Back there. Watch this. Okay, ready? And let's delete the intermediate window. And okay, 113 to 161, which is what we want. Like the up, that's sort of our bounds. I don't know. It's stopping points, starts points, and start the ending points to know where to pull the data from. Okay, so we established that. Now, let's see. I want to establish what my pair information is going to be. So for C equals, well, I guess I could do B again. Yeah, why not? Okay, let's just keep using B. Or equals start row to end row. So basically going in between these 2 points. Right. So I'm gonna go from start row to end row. Uh if in string WS cells BA. I'm gonna find this information. Right, so we're gonna go greater than, and then makes sense. Okay, and I'm gonna take that variable I had. Okay, pair EIN is gonna go right there, and it's gonna go. It's gonna be, let's see. So this is, it's gonna find that information. So this is gonna be B. And then to get the EIN, it's gonna be B plus one. So it's gonna be WS cells, B plus one, and A. And that's gonna be, and I guess if you really want, I think the value, maybe it matters, maybe it doesn't. Like you could probably do without and it's fine. But so I got the pair EIN. Next, I want to do the pair name. Pair name equals WS cells B plus 2 A value. Should I copy all this over? Let's see. Pair straight. And then it's good. Just copy variables that you're not. Just copy over the last variable. There. Oh, I didn't put a string. Oh noes. That should have raised the red flag. I string. Okay. I got my pairs of these put in. All right. Okay. So basically, it's gonna like store these as those variables. So you see B plus 2, B plus 3, B plus 4. Right. So that's, it's gonna store those as those variables, and we'll just go like that. And if we'll just do next B. Okay. Okay. And then watch that out. So it doesn't it those variables are stored as like pair EIN, pair name, all those things. But they're not published to what is the main sheet. So to publish to the main sheet, you would do main sheet cells. That's where I need the row output, which is, what is row output? Row output's 2. Column is A, right? Making sense. Okay, pair. Okay, so we're just like publishing these to, so that's going to be B, and that's going to be the name, and that's going to be the string. Ugh. God, I hope this recording comes out okay. Doing this all in one sitting. This is, you put all your hopes and dreams in this. I actually have no hopes and dreams at all, but I apologize. I need to stand up for my back. It's just like I'm doing limbo or something like that. Okay. So now it will publish the main sheet. So do that. Okay. So now you can sort of see that it's publishing to that. So you're going from A, B, C, or whatever. Publishing it right there. Okay, so I guess. All right, so we got the pair information. What's next? Do I want to do recipient information or do I not? Let's do our boxes. Let's find each box and like find the information on that. So I do B again. So for right, I'm still using 4B, start row to end row. And this is where my brain is struggling to keep up. Okay, and then we're going to do a loop within a loop. It's Inception. Yeah, I wanted to. I can just okay, four. Okay, 4B equals outbound bound boxes. You bound boxes. And I'm actually going to do this as C. And basically, we're going to look for the boxes, and we're going to do if in string one US cells start row C A this is VB text compare is just not case sensitive. I don't think it needs to be case sensitive. I don't know. It doesn't matter. You know what? It's fine. Let's leave it as case sensitive or not case sensitive. We'll move that. And that's just the starting thing. 1 5 doesn't matter. Let's just go like that. Okay. Oh, I spelled in string wrong. Okay. Now we're having fun. Okay, so what I'm going to do is like main sheet cells row output B plus 4, right? That's the column. And WS cells row, so C plus 1, A. I think that makes sense. And if mix C, mix B. Spaces don't really matter that much, but sometimes it's easier to keep track of it. Basically, it's going from like it's sorting through all these boxes and it's going through all these rows, and if it matches the box to this box, it puts that information there. And sometimes my brain works faster than what I can explain. Or I don't know what I'm doing. Who knows? It's all fun here. Okay, let's just do. Okay, see there on this code, it now finds like all these individual headings, and basically it goes one down because the way that the IRS transcripts, it's like, okay, that's the header, and then that's the information header, that's information header. So that's why that's +1. And so that goes and it just like fills that all in. And which is very exciting. Okay, now the recipient information. Unless we don't care about recipient information. Okay, we'll just do, which basically you'll do the same thing with the pair information and just do it with the recipient. So you figure out like, okay, recipient numbers. We're just going to change that there. So it's looking for that information. And what we're going to do is we're going to take that and we're going to define and replace the word pair with recipient and make sure it's selected text. Should be 4, should be 4, should be 4, 4. Very proud of myself. Okay. The wonders of find and replace. Okay, do this, and we're gonna do the same thing. Make sure it's search selected text, and we're just gonna hit replace 4. Okay, and then the only thing is like I need the columns to be the right place. So actually, we're gonna do this because the row output's right, but we need to like make it like this. And we're gonna go in and we're gonna change the column numbers. So we're just +1, +1, +1. 6, 7, 8. So then it goes through and like everything super happy. So ready? Ready? Is all my recipient information there? It's totally there. I'm very proud of myself. It's freaking there. And so it's all there. Okay, so I did that, and that's just for one record. There's 34 records. So now how do we do more records? Well, I go back up here and I change it to counter. So we're going to do this giant A loop, and we're going to do it 34 times. Now the row output, to make sure like you don't just keep repeating over the second row, you do row output equals row. So the previous output plus 1 E. Okay. Row output. Yeah, that makes sense. Ready? Okay. Ready? Watch this. Thoughts and first. Boom. And that took the 34 records. So 34. And it just converted all your 1099Bs from your client into Excel. I have another macro that can like basically match the header in this, so matching the header on the CCH thing, but like that's, I don't know. Most people can just like copy paste, and that's probably even simpler, and you have more control, and you probably should still review the data because errors happen. Always review. Okay, so that's it. If you have any questions, I have no answers. Bye-bye.